What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today I'm back with another makeup tutorial, and today it's on this very smoky, blown out but also winged out cool tone makeup look. It is currently raining. It has been gloomy all day. I was feeling very inspired to create this look today. It's giving me all of the rainy day fall vibes, but it's also giving me like a classic bride at the same time. The star of the show today is Satin Taupe from MAC. I used all MAC eyeshadows today on my eyes. I used other MAC products and some classic makeup products, and I just had a lot of fun creating this look. I'm just so obsessed with how it turned out, and I can't wait to wear this again. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm gonna walk you through it step by step, share all of my tips and tricks. Please subscribe, and let's get started. Okay, so to begin, I'm gonna be using the Hourglass Vanish Primer. I used this the other day and I really loved it. It felt really nice on my skin, almost like moisturizer-like. So, just felt really good on my skin. So I'm gonna use this again today. Also, the day that I used this primer, I went out for my friend's 30th birthday and the weather was so hot and humid. We had to wait 2.5 hours for seats at this restaurant. So we just walked around town, and then when we got seated, they seated us outside. It wouldn't have been that bad, but they like enclosed us. You know how it's like outside but inside, like they like whatever. The ceiling was open, so it's like they trapped in the heat. Thankfully, we were right by the door, so I could open up the door and get some sort of breeze in there. If we weren't able to do that, it would have been miserable. But all that to say, my makeup lasted. So I'm gonna keep using this primer. For my foundation today, I feel like I haven't used this in a while. This is the Catrice True Skin foundation. I have the shade 20 Warm Beige. So I'm gonna use this with, yes, I am gonna use a brush. I'm gonna use the Fox 4 brush. Do a little dollop on there and start popping this on my face. Ooh, it's so full coverage. I'm so used to such sheer coverage foundations that when I go in with a full coverage, now it just feels so weird. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with all this product. Maybe I should just go in with less when I use a fuller coverage foundation because I'm like overwhelmed with the product. Forehead. Oh my gosh, I look like Rudolph. And then with whatever is left over on this brush, I'm now gonna hit the nose, and I kind of pulled back on the brush so I don't apply too much product because I don't want this to cake up on my nose. Okay, then I'm gonna go in with my Beauty Blender and just push that product in with the Beauty Blender. Like up here, it really needs it. I did not blend it very well. My hair, oh my God, it's so dirty, and I worked out today and it was an intense workout. So this is like grease and sweat mixed together. I am gonna go into the matching concealer, also in Warm Beige. This is the True Skin concealer from Catrice. I'm gonna get right up in this area, boop, and then under the eyes. And that's actually gonna help with the shape that we're gonna be doing with the eyeshadow. So I'm gonna take my Beauty Blender sponge and just buff that in. I'm not going above that line, just so we have that initial sharpness going on. Using the tip of the sponge for this. I was not going to film today. It's been such a rainy, like gloomy day today, and I'm actually really loving it, which is what inspired me to do this look in the first place. But it's still gloomy, but it like sometimes we'll get peaks of sunshine. So I'm like, well, perfect. I'll film my like smoky, cool toned, rainy look, and then hopefully the sun will come out so I can take some good pictures of it or something. Okay, I'm gonna lightly bring this over the lids, whatever's left over on it. I'm gonna go into the Bondi Bay Nude Sticks Cream Contour product with my 157. Just pick that up here and start stippling this on my cheekbone. This reminds me a lot actually of the Charlotte Tilbury cream bronzer. They're very similar. It's just obviously very different packaging. Like this is a stick and that's a palette form, but the color and the way that they apply remind me of each other. I think that the Charlotte ones may be just a little bit creamier, but almost like, I hesitate to say moussier, but it is more like mousse, but it's not like your typical mousse. I don't know how to explain it. You'll have to check it out. But if you like this, you'll like that bronzer as well. Using my fingers to blend this in. I'm gonna use the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder, and I'm gonna use my little puff. Get right here and under the eye, this side of the nose, and under the eye here. And get the eyebrows, because I'm oily. And blendy blend blend. Dust away all that powder. I really wanted to use this bronzer. I haven't used this in so long. This used to be a bronzer that I just loved. Amanda told me about this bronzer. It's from Bare Minerals. I hope they still have it. I'm pretty sure they do. This is in the color tan, and from what I remember, this is a nice like neutral to cool toned bronzer that gives sort of like a radiance to the skin. So I'm going to apply this with my Charlotte Tilbury brush, and start on the cheeks. Oh yeah. Oh, that's really, really pretty. I'm glad I grabbed this today. I feel like it just gives like a bronzy filter to my skin. Bringing whatever is left over on it, just kind of like everywhere. So I'm not super bright in these highlighted areas, but I'm still set with the powder. Blush, I really wanted to use this old school blush that I've kept in my collection for years and years and years. It's made it past so many different declutters. This is the Milani Luminoso blush. Do you guys remember this? It's such a classic blush, and it reminds me a lot of MAC Margin, which I actually have sitting here. They both have a nice sheen. They're both kind of peachy. I think that Margin gives a little bit more of a rose, where this gives a little bit more peach. I might actually grab this if this doesn't work out the way that I want it to, but yeah, it just gave me all the like nostalgia. So I'm gonna grab this with my 168 brush from MAC and apply it on the cheeks. Oh yeah. The feels. All of the nostalgia right now. Just gives this like gorgeous, beautiful glow. A little bit of pinky, a little bit of peachy. So pretty. And this is a blush that can work with like any makeup look that you wear. It's not too warm or cool or anything. I just think it works with anything. For my highlighter today, we're doing another old school highlighter. This is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle. I think this might be the first highlighter that I ever bought, ever. And I think I used it kind of like a face powder, because at the time I didn't know like what highlighting and contouring was or any of that. So this is what this looks like up close. Just all the feels. Grab a Fox 3 brush and apply this to the cheekbones. It's a nice silvery, cool toned highlighter. I have a little bit of a tan right now, but look at that, it's like really frosty, but they have a bunch of different shades. Put that in with my brush. And then I'm gonna take my beauty blender and just kind of dot that in. Okay, we need a little bit of powder. That's frosty. There we go. It's still pretty bright, but that's okay. Very nice. I'm gonna go into my Morphe Continuing Setting Mist and just set my face. Okay, we can move on to the eyeballs. Okay, I'm quickly filling in my brows with the usual Precisely My Brow Pencil from Benefit. And then I'm going into Painterly, which I'm ordering a new one tonight. I have my basket filled on the MAC website. So this is in there along with a few other things, because this is so dried out. This like hurts to apply on my eyes. Okay, so now we are prepped and primed and ready to go. So I'm gonna be using my MAC eyeshadows today. I have my palette here, which I already took out the shades that I'm going to be using. I wanna do like a very dramatic, smoky, winged out cat eye sort of eyeshadow look. So I'm going to be starting with the color Omega from MAC and a Brianna Fox 1 brush set with Sigma. Grabbing that there. And I'm gonna start by bringing this here on the outer lid very lightly. Normally I'm doing circle motions, going in the crease, all of that stuff, but today I'm gonna be doing more straight motions like this rather than like this. So I'm gonna be flicking here. I'm not going back and forth. I'm starting here and flicking outwards to go with that elongated effect, and then bringing it in and in the crease once the rest of the product is off the brush. I don't want to go in the crease right away just because I don't want too much color throughout the crease to start off with. I kind of want to work up to however much I want up there because I can naturally go into a more rounded effect rather than the winged out effect. It's just like my hand naturally just does that. So I have to really think hard and be intentional about my placement just to ensure that I'm going in this more winged out look and shape than I normally would do. And then chin down, look up, bringing this underneath and connecting to that outer part. By the way, I changed where my light is. I have this huge tripod that goes over my head and it's bothered me ever since I've had it, but the light that lights up my background is amazing, and that's the tripod it's on. So I got a little mini baby one and I've got it right here. You see it? That's what's back there now. I'm excited to break down this whole huge tripod that's just so absolutely unnecessary. Okay, just building up this color a little bit by little bit. Okay, so now I want to go in with the 235 from Smith. This is a very specific brush that I use for mainly looks like this because it's very long and tapered. So it's very skinny and flat on this side of the brush, and then you turn it and it's wider. So you've got that like skinny tapered shape that really makes creating looks like this very easy. It's also really good for cut creases. I'm gonna go into this shade, which is Corey. It's a cool toned gray with a purple undertone to it. So I'm gonna pick this up on this brush and do the same thing. Just go with that whole shape here. Flicking this out and then in, and keeping it low. And just kind of dragging it in this whole motion. Okay, and then when I've got a lot of the product off my brush, same thing, just bringing it here in the crease very lightly. You can see it's just adding a very light shadow there, but the majority of the color is here on this outer part. So it's giving us that definition up in here, but most of that darkness is in the wing. Going back in with the first brush and just kind of buffing out that edge. What do I want to do? I think I'm ready to go in with like the deepest shade, which is Typographic from MAC. Again, with all of these colors, I hope that MAC still carries them because I've had these in my collection for years. If I can't find any of these shades specifically, I'll find a dupe, because if they're gonna get rid of a shade, they're probably gonna replace it with something different. So just keep that in mind. I need a very teeny tiny brush for this. I'm gonna use my Sigma L06 brush. It's just a tiny little, it's a little lip brush, but I use it for this purpose specifically. So I'm gonna pick that up right here. And I'm gonna follow the bottom lash line, not the top, because if I follow the top, it's gonna be too high of an angle. It's gonna go here, and I want it to just be a little bit lower here. Looking straight into my mirror and finding where that's at, and just boop, adding, oh cool, that wasn't in focus. Just adding a little line right where that is and just following with the natural shape. I'm not touching down here, I'm just getting the gist for where that is and then giving myself a line. Start with much shorter than you think you need, because you don't want like too thick of a line or too dark of a line too far out where you don't want that color. Like I always say, it's so much easier to add on rather than take away. So now that I've got that, I'm gonna do this side before adding on, because I wanna make sure that they are somewhat even and going in the same direction, and I think that they are. See, that's too harsh at the end. Do you see the difference between this side and this side? It's very subtle. Make sure your brush is cleaned off. Start from over here and flick. And that will kind of make it kind of disappear. That's what you want. You want it to just lightly disappear into nothing. So that's the beginning of the shape. And then we can start adding on to it. So I'm gonna build here. Again, not going all the way to the end. I'm going about halfway to build this eyeliner. So I'm not starting over here to build it in. I'm going right here, which is about halfway. Stamping it on the lash line, not going further than where my pupil is. I'm stopping that color here, dusting away any fallout. And now with whatever is left over on this brush, I'm just wiggling this in and flicking from the inside of this liner up into the look, just on the outer lid, not where the tail is. So only within these borders. Staying low, not going in the crease, just smudging out the liner line on the lid. Again, not touching any part of that tail. So just keep kind of going back and forth between the first shades and whatever's on this brush and just blending. I think that is just the key with pretty much any eyeshadow look, but especially one that's a little bit more challenging for you. Like for me, this whole shape is just really hard for me to do. So I really have to just keep blending, focusing, and going back and forth, and making sure everything is blended before I move on to the next step. Bringing those first two shades on this brush and adding them into this little socket here. Now that we've got more dark on the eyes, we can tell now that we can go in with more over there. I'm almost kind of bringing it, not almost, I am bringing it down into the top part of the nose contour. It just kind of adds to it. Go into a satin taupe from MAC. This is actually what the main color that I wanted to use today. So this is such a classic eyeshadow. I'm so excited to use this. It's been so long. So I'm gonna pick this up here on a flat brush, look down into my mirror, and I'm gonna put this right on the center of the eye. I wanna see what this looks like first. Oh yes, gorgeous. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of push this in and then kind of rub it back and forth. This is like a silver with a little bit of purple, so it kind of goes more taupey, but we've paired it with very cool toned colors, so it's giving just that very, ooh, I love it. It's just giving that nice cool toned feel, cool toned smoky feel. I might actually have to get another one. This is like totally shattered, and as I'm using it, it's like crumbling up. Give it to me, baby. Empty brush or whatever's left over on it. Get those edges. And then going back in with the other shades on that outer corner just to re-emphasize the deepness over here. Ooh, this look, oh my gosh. I was gonna add a sparkle. I don't know if I should. I don't think I should. I feel like we should just let satin taupe just live its best life. Okay, I think I'm ready for the highlight. So I'm just gonna pick up my face highlighter, pop it right here on the inner corner, kind of bringing it up and in to the look. Just a little bit so we've got a nice little fade. Ooh, I'm so excited. Adding a little bit more. I'm using, you know, soft and gentle and just, oh ma'am, doing a blend, a blendy wendy, bitch. I'm just gonna take this brush that I was using to blend out the deeper shades, and with whatever's left over on this brush, I'm gonna start carrying this down underneath. I don't want to apply too much dark to the bottom. I don't want this too intense and crazy smoky all over the place. So this just has whatever's left over on the brush. And then the Corey shade on a little bit more of a dense brush. Pop this right at the lash line. So this was the second shade that we used, and you can see it's just like already adding that like smokiness. I've decided I'm gonna take MAC Costa Riche, which is a reddish brown, like a purpley brown even, and I'm gonna put it right in the outer waterline and the upper, and I want this to connect to the wing here. Like, I don't want there to be any sort of gap right there. Blending this out. I might actually, remember how I talked about sparkle earlier? I think I'm gonna add sparkle to the inner corners. This is the Makeup by Mario Quartz. No! Oh my gosh, it just fell out. I need to like, okay. I'm gonna lightly show you what this looks like because it just fell out. I'm gonna pick this up on my flat brush and pop this right here. And that's where the sparkle will be. Yes. Okay, I am curling my lashes. Going in with the Lash Paradise mascara from L'Oreal. Focusing this on the outer part of the lashes mainly because I want to do a more winged effect lash. Okay, I just tried these lashes and I'm not a fan. They're just a random pair that I cut up and it's just not looking the way that I want. So I cut up some lashes from Ardell. They're in the style 422s just to make them a little bit more wispy. I'm just adding a little bit more mascara to the front part so that it's not so separate, but there we go. Nice. There we go. Okay, that took exactly 500 million years. Holy shit. Okay, I'm just pushing this into my skin. I feel like I'm kind of oily. Things are separating since that took me forever, but we are finally in the home stretch. I'm loving the eyes right now, and I can't wait to see what this looks like all tied together with the lips. So for my lips, I brought one up here from my purse that I didn't know was in my purse. I haven't used this in so long because it's been in there for so long, but this is Velvet Sands from Vive. Look, I've got that eyeshadow stuck under my nail. I need to go wash my hands. Need to sharpen this, and what I'm gonna do is line my lips, overline my lips, the same way that I always fill in my lips with lip pencil. And I'm just laying it on its side and just blending it in all over. Using my finger to blend it in. I'm layering this with a little bit of Cool Brown from Anastasia. Yes, ma'am. And then we're gonna try this out. This is Yash from MAC. Where's my brush? I got a little brush for blending in my lipstick, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just mending all of that together. Oh my gosh, I've been doing my makeup for 2 hours. This has taken 30 extra minutes, probably because of the lashes, to be honest, but just doing a little bit of this action, make sure everything is blended, going in with a little bit of powder. We're done. This is the final look up close so you can see what it looks like. I feel like I have a hair under my nose. I love this look. I'm upset that it's late in the day so that I can't wear this out anywhere unless maybe Ruben and I will go to dinner because this look needs to be seen. I love it. It's so... this is so classic. This would be a really pretty bridal look if you like smoky cool tones. Oh my gosh. I just want to sit here and look at it. It's so pretty. I love Satin Taupe from MAC. Such a good classic shade, cool toned, delicious, and just... This has given me all of the nostalgic feels just with all of the MAC products with this bold nude lip and then the cool tones. I just love everything about this. I will definitely be wearing this again. And if I'm ever wearing this again, like a non-makeup tutorial, I will link to this video so that you can check out how to do this if you see it in the future, just because I definitely will be wearing this again. I just think it's so pretty, so classic but smoky. It's just really playing off the weather right now. I hope it rains near you when you watch this because it just goes together so nicely. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please tag me on Instagram if you recreate this look because I would love to see you in this look. And if you have more warmth in your skin and you're a little bit intimidated by doing the cool tones, add in, all you have to do is add in a little bit of bronzer or like a warm neutral shadow on top of this look in the crease, and there you go. It will help balance out the warmth in your skin and complement and contrast in the best way with the cool tones. So I hope that that's a helpful tip. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next down below in the comments, and I'll see you then. Bye.